following podcast is recorded and produced by 𝗏𝗏𝗏, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏-radio.com.
Welcome back to the Virtuosos. I am your host, Jules Houston. Alongside of me, we got Damon and Damian, as always. Before we get into anything, just want to give you guys a quick shout out. Thanks for all the support. If you're joining us here, we're starting a new journey on YouTube. We're doing something completely different where it's going to be specializing in YouTube. We want you guys to join us as we, ramp up the content that's on YouTube in general. It's not just going to be the podcast, because we'll do that occasionally, but we really want to get into these reactions, the breakdowns, the quizzes, everything. Want to do everything for you guys. Specialized content from me, Damon, and Damian as well. I want to give another shout out to Tank Talk. I was there on Monday. We'll have that in the description. Ranked my top 5 off the dome NFC quarterbacks. Not fair, but it is what it is. It ain't fair. We're really here about, I talk about the boys. Season finale, literally called the season finale.
Season 4 finale, greatest name for an episode probably ever.
We know what happened. Obviously, with the viewer discretion and everything, they took the appropriate measures to, just cover all their bases, make sure
protect themselves.
Yeah, we don't want to do nothing that's out the norm, because a real attempt on the president's life did happen, and this was surrounded by a president's life being at stake as well. But with that being said, I'll start with you, Damon, man. You uploaded a video on TikTok, it blew up, you know what I'm saying? Viral man. That's your new name, I guess.
Been his name.
Went from, all these superhero names. I guess you just viral man. Instead of man, you're viral man. So
I was bulletproof at the start of the year.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So things change. Things change like the seasons, man.
But I was geeked. I ain't gonna lie. I was tired, first of all. I'm like, damn, I gotta get up and make this video. So I get up, I'm standing up next to my TV, I'm fucking geeking, man. Great ass episode. The final 10-15 minutes,
dude.
I don't think I blinked. I think I moved. Like, that ass was stiff. I just seen motherfuckers in the comments talking about it was damn near reminding me like Infinity War, like Avengers. Like it damn near was that good. Like it was fucking action packed. Again, my favorite scene would be Kamiko talking. Just the importance of it.
I think you predicted that.
Yeah, I did. At first, I was trolling though, but like I kind of seen the signs of it. But that would probably be my favorite scene, just because of the importance of it throughout all the seasons. Like her not talking, her building a relationship with Frenchie, and they finally had a moment. So I would say
they kissed. They kissed.
That. Hey man, Kamiko my favorite character. So she won, but she lost at the same time at the end. But she won. So.
Yeah. For you, Damien, how'd you feel about the finale?
It was on my toes, man. I mean, I was sitting down watching it, but I was on my toes. I couldn't believe anything. Yeah, like, I mean, from the moment this episode started, I was just scared, man. I was like, damn, what are they gonna do? Like, how are they gonna handle this? And every single time they threw something at me, it was like hit the mark every time. Dude, right? They made no mistakes with this episode. Saw a lot of people in the comments after I watched the TikTok. I was doing it. I didn't want to watch it to avoid spoilers, and I mean, what people are saying is true in those comments. I don't think anybody over-exaggerated. It is, for the boys, it is their Avengers Infinity War kind of moment. This is their big culmination. This is something they've been building up to for 4 seasons. And, some people were saying it's one of the best, episodes of TV history. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah, let's dial that down
a little bit.
Dial that down.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go that far, but I will say, like, that last 15 minutes or so, from the moment that Butcher steps in that room with Neumann, it is some of the best TV that I've seen. Yeah. So at least that little stretch.
Yeah, from the start of the episode, it just felt big.
Yeah,
it felt like, all right, something's big gonna happen.
Viewer discretion, man.
Viewer discretion. I texted me. I'm like, yo, they got a viewer discretion.
Set the tone, man.
First in history, and all the stuff that they ever showed, and they got a viewer discretion. We talked about, we know why, but that's what really made it feel big. Like, all right, like I was like, all right,
it sounds something different.
I'm pausing, I'm trying to I'm like, all right,
there was a long discussion too.
Yeah,
that discussion was,
it was like a viewer discretion. Then the episode was in a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, you couldn't skip it. You had to, like, no, this is a viewer discretion for real. Like we ain't letting y'all watch it until you watch this. But for me, I want to keep hyping up the first 15 or so minutes, but the build throughout the entire episode, everything, paid off. Even all the filler that we talked about before, it all came together. Absolutely. So it wasn't like nothing got paid off. And I said it last week. I said, as long character development has to come with sacrifice, and sacrifice comes with consequences, and that's literally what happened in this episode. I thought they did a very, very good job. It felt so different from every other episode that they've done this season. I figured it would be, the original name being what it was. I thought that it was going to be huge, and it was huge. They paid off everything. Besides a couple of things, cliffhangers, because we need them, because we still have. You still need the hype. We still need Gen V season 2. We still need,
You still need stuff to build up to.
Yeah. So starting with you, Damon, how you feel about some of those cameos? We had a couple cameos, couple returning characters. Even if we didn't see them get a line, certain somebody. Even the people that did get a line, they got a lot of stuff, and they, things happen. How do you feel about those cameos?
Cameos was great, perfect timing. I just love how the finale wrapped everything up. I don't like finale, like we know it's in season 5, but the fact that they wrapped everything up and still show progression towards season 2 of Gen V and the last season, I thought was excellent. Sam and Kate one obviously is the huge one. Well, Soldier Boy one is too, but the fact that Gen V is coming out, we don't probably next year or sometime like that. Seeing those characters again, seeing what they're doing and how they attack Kimiko and Frenchie. And I asked Dame even like before you came, like, is a possibility that Frenchie could show up in Gen V or something like that. There's a lot of possibilities and questions that we'll have to get answered next year. So I'm glad they got Gen V to kind of bridge the gap between season 4 and season 5. And the cameos,
dude. They're gonna kill it.
The cameos, hopefully all those cameos show up in season 2 of Gen V. But I was excited.
Before I pass off you to Damien, soon as Frenchie got thrown into that fucking crate, whatever, the big ass cargo,
like the van,
or
whatever it was.
It looked like a SWAT cargo shit, whatever. I was like, that's gotta be Sam. That's gotta be my guy.
Oh, the shipping container. Kimiko gets she gets flipped over into the shipping container.
Over, and Frenchie gets he gets touched, and I was like, dude, those are my guys, man. Like I've been waiting on them all season to see them actually get some action in. I'm like, yo, realistically though, like seeing that's like, yo, like who really stopping them? So, who really stopping them?
I do want to say before you continue, I wonder if the other Gen V character is supposed to be a cameo too, or.
Well, the other two were just still in prison. I know. Obviously, they don't know what to do with Chance's character. I know they obviously they're killing him off in universe. They already announced 3. That. Really. But I'll say you still don't have Marie. You didn't see Marie, and you didn't see Emma.
And then
Marie, Emma, Jordan.
Jordan, yes.
Oh, I forgot
Marie,
about
Emma, Jordan. I think wasn't it one more?
Well, Chance passed. Chance's character.
Oh yeah. Okay, Jordan is the one that goes back and forth. Yes.
So we did get obviously our Gen V characters that we hyped up so much. We knew they were gonna be there. We got a little bit of them, and I was kind of pissed off about it. I'm like, come on, like we could do a little bit more. They're not spokespeople,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They're not media trained. They're not like the poster boy or nothing. But then seeing them, take part in what they took part in, it literally shows like they were ready. They were ready for about everything. So I'll pass off to you, Dame. How you feel about those cameos? And we got another one, but I'm not too familiar with prior seasons. The guy that was bending
in the bathroom,
the metal.
No, yeah. So that's probably the one that I was the most shocked by. We haven't seen her since season 2. Yeah. That's Cindy. She was in the institution at the end of season 2 that Stormfront was running with Lamplighter. That was like them testing the Compound V on adults. Yeah. And seeing what the adults would do. She broke out in season 2 along with all the other inmates that got out, and we have not heard her since. That's not who I expected to see when they dropped the boat out the air on Huey and Starlight. But that was a great person to bring back because people have been asking about that since that season. She's obviously a very powerful soup, so to get that answered was really cool. I thought all the cameos were well placed. Sam and Kate to me was probably the more shocking one. Like I didn't expect Cindy. Like I thought she was just gonna be a one-off character. I didn't expect it. It's obviously cool to see her back. I don't know that much about her.
You said season 2, so that's
that's bringing
seasons.
back. I say to bring her back.
Some,
So I mean, obviously she's gonna be an important character. You don't bring somebody back like that in a finale like this if you don't expect to use
her to be in Gen V
potentially.
potentially.
Yeah, at least. And so I thought the Kate and Sam one were the most. Obviously, I was a big fan of Kate in Gen V. She was one of my favorite characters.
Dude was defending her like.
Yeah, I was stuck up for her at every turn. Swore she was on good.
Let's calm down. Like she's, you know what I'm saying?
But it made sense that Sam and Kate would be on business because when Homelander recruited them in the first place, they made it known that they were ready to do whatever Homelander said they wanted them to do. So it makes sense to do that. Obviously, getting Love Sausage in there. He has something against Mother's Milk. He gets the Mother's Milk every season. Yeah. Choked him out in season 2. I don't want to say what he did to him in season 3. Knocked him out in season 4.
Tapped him on the shoulder.
Yeah, like got slapped him in the face with it. Like, all right, Mother's Milk, you having a crazy season.
Like that thing on the ground.
Like, yo, pick that up, bro.
Just dragging it along, bro.
Obviously,
glad you can control it.
Right. Like, yo, you got full control of that. Obviously, my favorite one, Soldier Boy. We've talked about it for the whole time we've been reviewing this boy season. That's the character I was waiting to come back. Yep. I was hoping he'd be back in the season finale, but that would have probably been a little bit overdone. Yeah. So I'm glad to save him for the regular finale. I loved it. Like I said, seeing Soldier Boy, even though he didn't get a line, just knowing he's going to be back is big. He was so well portrayed in season 3 by Jensen Ackles. I'm excited to have him back.
Yeah, you guys touched on perfectly because like we got a lot of cameos, you know, one-liners, even two-liners. But I want to talk about soups in general. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we kind of got, you know, a little bit more clarity, but not like more clarity on the whole Victoria Newman situation with her being exposed. But other soups around her, you know, we got her being exposed, but we got other suits being exposed, like, you know, the shapeshifter. Mm-hmm. And she just has a vendetta just against anybody. Right. And I'll just say this, Aaron played her ass off. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
she was going insane. Like that's what people thought Ezra Miller was gonna do. Like no, like, she went insane in that scene. She was great. She was wonderful, playing both the shapeshifter and Starlight, obviously. And their confrontation was very, very good. One of the highlights of the early parts of the episode, for me at least. And then you also had Firecracker. Mm-hmm. Her whole, you know, her side effects, you know, with the heart and whatnot. And we knew this was coming to play, but not this soon. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon. So how I'll start with you, Damien, this time. How do you feel about all the Soup's character development, these smaller characters, like outside the Homelanders, outside the, you know,
I thought the shapeshifter one was the most interesting, and the reason I think it's the most interesting is because when you talk about shapeshifter characters in any media, they never really talk about the fact that they should be sociopaths. Like, you should not be able to change
that correction had to be done.
Yeah, like you should not be able to change your appearance and take in these memories and all that, and it not drive you insane. Mm-hmm. Like the shapeshifter literally even says, like, I don't even remember what I look like anymore, or I barely remember what I actually look like. That's something that I think is such a cool idea with a shapeshifter character. And the fact that she ends up being or he, whatever they are, I don't know, ends up being a sociopath makes so much sense. I thought that was just a really cool thing to do. I mean, could the shapeshifter have lasted a little bit longer? I guess maybe
I would have liked to see more.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been a very cool storyline going forward. I mean, with all of the stuff they already have going on, but I did like how they handled it. As you said, Erin Moriarty definitely did a great job acting as both, and like the difference in how they act. Like I said, it was like an Ezra Miller situation, except it was actually good. Yeah, and
you don't need a whole movie based around it.
No,
you
don't.
A little moment or two.
And all the characters continued to have, like, even the smaller ones. Like I said, I mean, like, you know, you get Firecracker, and like I said, now sure, you called it pretty early on. You said that the medicine probably was going to hurt the enlarged heart and stuff like that. You had mentioned that in earlier episodes. I like that Black Noir is finally fitting into the Black Noir thing. He got the murder boner. That's what I mean. We don't know if that's true. The Deep is the one that told him that Black Noir got like that. Yep. But you know, to see that he's finally stepping into the Black Noir role, the Deep just wants to be approved of, as he always has. He misses Octavia, or whatever her name was.
Yep. And
Ambrosia, yeah. And it's just, there was a lot of really cool development. Like, all the characters took a step forward. Yeah, I definitely did. I was watching Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, my bad.
Yeah, and like
but no, yeah, they did a great job with advancing all of the characters. All the character stories took a step forward in this episode. There was no way that I felt got left behind.
Yep. For you, Damon, how'd you feel about the Soup's development? Even, like I said, the smaller scale ones. We'll talk about the Butchers and, you know, the Homelanders.
Shit, technically speaking, I mean, Ashley a Soup now.
That's what I thought you were gonna mention it.
Like, you know what I mean? Her character development was crazy too. Like how she went from like loving the job that she loved, like being a part of VOD, and she kind of slowly like realized what it's turned into. Was thinking about leaving with A-Train, couldn't hold herself to do it, and now in a life or death situation, she takes Compound V. She don't even care about the risk.
Crazy.
Like, That's insane. Like you said with the Deep and Black Noir, both of their characters took a turn. You know, they kind of started off slow. They definitely picked up throughout the season. If you want to go on, I mean, shit, I damn near want to say Starlight was a smaller suit. God damn, I'm gonna let her slide
throughout the season. If she felt
I'm
smaller,
gonna let her slide. I'm gonna let her slide. She did her thing episode. I'll let her slide. But yeah, just a lot of the soups. I feel like this season, compared to last seasons, I feel like they all had interesting character arcs that we wanted to see an end to. I know in some previous seasons, like I know season 1, I think Butcher had. It was this one dude that can like read your mind or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about Mesmer.
Yeah, like some stuff like that. Like they eliminated that this season. Like all the soups felt important in their own way. So I'll give them props for that.
Yeah, less is more when you get like stuff like that because we got so much to unpack with Frenchie and Kimiko's story. So like we get more time for that. And if you taking certain characters out, what I'm saying, we can introduce characters that we already know. Potentially take Compound V like Ashley. And Ashley's situation was cool, and we talked about the Medusa factor. Maybe I'm saying she's going bald, a whole snake thing, and the room was already tore up. That she went in. She was already all shook about that, and I thought she wasn't gonna be able to take it. I thought Deep was gonna just get there in time,
right?
And like a kind of like a shocking, like all right, he actually got to her because he wasn't the person that nominated her name.
Yep.
But purposely not having her name on the list allowed her to go do that.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
That was smart play by her in general. Like let me go handle what I gotta handle because I might be I'm the easiest person to get. I don't have any abilities.
Technically they got Ashley.
He's like her name's Ashley.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and another thing I realized, like I think maybe I'm wrong, but from season 1 to season 4, none of the soups have died. Like the main characters, like.
No,
Stormfront came in and died.
But she wasn't main. Yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah, it's some.
None of like the main 7 characters from the original season.
Yeah, none of like the original.
They're either gone or just not.
Obviously translucent, but like the
people
that made it out of season 1. The people that made it out of season 1 and made it through all.
Still here,
yeah. So that's interesting. I want to. Yeah, I know when we talk about predictions, I want to know like
how we feel about certain things. I got a few, but to move on to the next topic, we gonna ramp it up already. Victoria Newman. I have my thoughts about her death, but we can combine her with Butcher. Their stories intertwined from the start. Obviously, we know how this goes. We get to, even episode 1, and they tried to kill her. You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill her, didn't work. They started to realize she's too strong. She's built up as a strong character. Butcher comes in. He finally merges with the dark side of himself, which I thought was very cool because he looked sick throughout the whole entire episode.
Yep.
The most healthy he looked was in that room when he was going to kill Victoria.
𝗏𝗏,
That was great writing, great producing. Whoever thought of that idea that's smart. Make him look as sick as possible, and then when you see him again, you could tell something's off. You could tell something's wrong. So I'll start with
Spider-Man type shit.
Yeah, I'll start with you again, Damien. How'd you feel about Butcher's, I guess accepting himself for what he is or what, the bad side of him is, and then Victoria Newman and him eventually coming to head?
I was shocked in how they led up to the whole decision of him coming to the dark side. I didn't expect that to be the influence, what causes him to switch over. I think it makes sense. You don't want to waste Jeffrey Dean Morgan. To be honest, he's a little bit too big of an actor to waste for one season. Makes sense if you're going to use him. You got to embrace the dark side of yourself and all that. As you said, the decision
he's such
to make,
a good back.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He just plays a villain. He just knows how to be the worst version of a human being ever. And like I said, whoever made the decision to make Butcher look like ass the entire season, and then as soon as he decides to embrace the thing that's inside of him, and now he looks like season 1 Butcher, and he looks healthy, smart decision making for sure. Everybody, as soon as he walks in, you can tell something's wrong. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you know it's not gonna be good.
His eyes are clear.
Yeah, like it was.
Oh wait. Hold on. Oi. I'm like,
yeah.
That's a oi. That's a hey.
He ain't sounded that confident all season.
Move around.
Right.
Move around, bro.
And like, I personally didn't like Newman's death.
Thank you.
Cool scene.
I'm glad we agree.
Cool scene. I don't think the shock factor was worth it. I still think her character had stuff to be done.
I did say her story is the only one I didn't feel like it was finished.
Yeah, like I mean, I could see what they're gonna do. Maybe like they just want to use her as an influence to make her daughter important in season 5, and who knows. But I personally, like I said, I didn't care for it. Like the shock factor, that was a thing where they did it for the shock factor. We talked about this all season, where they've been doing different stuff to increase the shock factor, so you can't believe they just did that. And I feel like that was just a pure shock factor moment. That was just like let's show you guys what Butcher did to Ezekiel, but now we'll show you on a character like this.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the right character to do it on. Obviously, knowing that the attack was meant for the president, and before I even move on to you, Damon, the way that Butcher got to accepting the dark side was also kind of different, because he has that conversation with what's her name?
Grace.
I was about to say Gwen. With Grace. Look at you, got me on that
Spider-Man.
Wide awake.
Splish.
Come on, son. But with Grace, and Ryan is, he's still conflicted. He's still a young kid, conflicted, and he ends up killing Grace, which is kind of crazy.
He
pushes the shit out.
Yeah, that's why I said like that was shocking. Like for them to use that as the catalyst, like it makes sense for Ryan's character development throughout the season for that to happen, because trying to ask the dude to kill his dad when he already accidentally killed his mom. Kind of a crazy thing to do.
That's like, all right, we're just gonna just hold you here.
Yeah, and like I said, I like what they did with his dialogue to tell him, like, you guys are doing exactly what you did to my dad. Like that's smart. That's exactly what they did to Homelander. I think them doing that and like him siding with Homelander in that moment made sense. Like it's not good, but it did make sense, and nobody could blame him for that. So that's why I was like, damn, like if that's the thing, like Grace kind of becoming the bad guy when she played like. Not the bad guy, but when she was like Aunt Mallory for this whole time that she's known him, and then basically saying like, no, you can't leave. Like we're not letting you leave unless you tell us you're gonna kill your dad.
Fast.
Like damn, like relax a little bit.
Butcher's like, yo, calm down.
Like yeah, like when Butcher says this, not like it's telling you to relax. You're probably doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah. And like I said, I thought that was cool for Ryan's part to do that. And like I said, for that to make Butcher crack, like I said, as soon as he turned around and shook his head, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be good. Yeah. But I thought it was cool. Like I said, I think telling Ryan everything was smart. Yeah. But thinking it wasn't going to overwhelm a 15-year-old kid or whatever. Yeah. Kind of insane.
Not smart.
Because when she dropped the rape bomb on him, I was like, wow. Yeah, that was telling him. I was like, I understood telling him the president stuff. I didn't think she was going to say the assassination stuff. Thought for sure she was going to bring up the rape stuff, and that was going to be it. But dropping all of it on him at once, like,
it was a bit much.
Damn, Grace.
Yeah, did a little bit too much. For you, Damon, how'd you feel about the whole Victoria Newman death / the emergence of Butcher as a soup?
First of all, I feel like if you got blood powers, if your head ain't chopped off, you ain't dead. But that might be wild. The way she died, I don't know. The execution was a little, you know what I mean? Like, but it's understandable. Zoe didn't die, right? She got
sent to the group.
She gets sent to the same that group home that Victoria Newman literally the whole time talking about how she doesn't. She hated growing up in.
Okay, so, Victoria Newman's death was. I mean, like you said, it was really for shock factor. I guess I'm not gonna say I wasn't moved, but it's just the way the way it was done. It was like I didn't really understand the importance of the moment until it happened. Yeah. And I think I was more shocked that Butcher really like walked up in there, did that, and left. Like
yeah.
He walked up and he threatened everybody in the room, Frenchie included. Like,
and I just like that Huey at least told them. He was like, "Yo, don't do it. Like, it is literally suicide. Do not fight him." Like, at least Huey had his head on straight. Huey was probably the only character in this whole episode that had his head on straight, no matter what was going on.
Everything he'd been through.
Like I said, like for him,
I think Huey really gonna be the leader. Like, he's starting to grow into his own. Like, but
I think what made me mad like the most about like the whole Victoria Newman death is just like for Huey to give that whole speech. And like really kind of inspire me, like, yo, listen, like we've just become murderers, like we handle everything with murder, so let's drive to forgiveness.
That moment
like that
so
was such a good
I'm
speech.
Like,
it was delivered so well. Like even Starlight kind of forgave him in the end. Like as she's walking down the stairs, like he gets a moment, and then that shit gets thrown out the window as soon as Butcher walks in. And I get that's the whole point of Butcher's characters. It's like he's not gonna listen to anybody. He's already embraced his dark side. He knows what's right in his head. But damn, like it felt like such a waste to get that moment and then immediately get it ripped out of his hands.
Yeah.
But it's kind of was like I thought it was gonna be more of a Maeve situation, but I guess Victoria Newman's like I don't want to say a bigger, probably a more bigger figure than Maeve was.
Yeah, she's definitely a bigger figure.
So I don't know how she's gonna get away with betraying Homelander, quote unquote, and like getting away with her and her daughter. Yeah. But I forgot to bring up Sage too. And when you was talking about the soups, I don't want to give her too much credit and say she knew Victoria Newman was gonna die, so she could put it on somebody else. You know what I mean? That might be convenient, right? And
I'll get into that. I'll get into that later because I'm gonna say something that makes sense. That'll probably bring that all.
I'm gonna let that slide. So but I think that the only thing I can say is Sage knew that Homelander was unpredictable, and Homelander being unpredictable has caused Victoria Newman to say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna leave," and it was too little, too late. I definitely didn't expect Butcher to do it out of all people, but again, if Homelander,
that's what it really.
If Homelander pulled up on them at that moment, it would be no season 5. So I guess it is what it is. So, but.
Yeah, we strayed away from potentially Homelander obviously being the one that kills her, but we also get the moment on the news where he tries to laser her and she does nothing happens, and it shocked her because like I knew she knows that like she's strong, but like still like surviving the lasers from like nothing happened, no scratch, no mark, no nothing, like that's insane. Right. So I'm thinking like, damn, she really can't die. And then she dies.
I was going to say,
like, oh my God, what just happened?
And better execution, I feel like if she would have like started panicking when Butcher came in, everybody knows would have been bleeding and his wasn't, that would have been like a cooler reveal of his powers. Or like the body, the thing coming out and like covering his eyes or some shit. Like that would have been, I feel like that would have been cooler than him just walking up, breaking her, ripping her in half, pressing everybody and leaving. But
I think it was anticlimactic because she's talking about protecting her daughter. Literally, Homelander threatens her life, talking like not her life, but Zoe's life, saying like, "I will send you a piece of her every day." Yeah. And then you're like, "Damn, she didn't lose everything, but she lost enough where it's like my world is crumbling." Yeah. So I'm thinking like she's gonna get desperate, and like you said, I thought it would be a good idea to at least have her be in defense mode, protect Zoe. I can't like what is he doing? Like, what does he want with me? I like try to get away from it. I don't know, maybe see a different part of her power that we never seen, but kind of like a defenseless death. And maybe that's also attributed to like the fact that like she was already ready to go. Like she was like, I'll go quietly. It's just like, no, like I have nothing else.
I'm not gonna fight back at this point. Yeah.
So like as long as Zoe is safe, and if I don't think he obviously don't think that Butcher would hurt Zoe, but Zoe seeing her mom die like that, Zoe would definitely hurt Butcher. So that's definitely a situation to monitor, obviously, as we go into the coming months up leading up to the next season.
And I was gonna say Zoe and Butcher got the same shit, right? With the snakes or something coming out.
Butcher's is more like it's like his Butcher's is more like his body. Like hers is just like her mouth. It's like
her mouth.
It's like mouth. It's like 4 things that come out of her mouth.
Piranhas almost.
Yeah. But like Butcher's like looks like a venom symbiote. Yeah. If it was nasty.
She need to keep that shit to herself, bro. She her shit together.
She definitely tried to activate her powers. She just got pushed away and got knocked out.
Yeah, she definitely tried, but. Probably not gonna work. You probably need a couple people with you. But we can really get into something very important. I mean, you just mentioned her, Sage. Sage character was highlighted so much those first 3-4 episodes. And I'll start with you, Damon, because you mentioned her. Why do you think she did what she did?
The only way I give her a pass is because she did talk to Victoria Newman in episode 7 or 6, kind of like basically gassing her up to like accept who she is. But I don't know. It's like
you feel off about it.
It's kind of It's like
I think that's by design.
I feel like if she would explained it a little bit better at the end, I could have been like, okay, I understand that. But she only did it by
design.
She only wanted to do it because she just wanted to do it. Like there was no like, oh, I wanted this person knocked off, or this and this and that. She just, I wanted to do it, and you gave me the chance to. Thank you. And it was just that. So, and then she said in episode 7, there's only one person you can't beat. Who was she talking about? She still ain't nothing. Homelander still ain't touched.
I think that's by design. I'm telling you. I think it's by design. for you, Damian, how do you think? How you think her going about it? Like,
I thought it was done perfectly. I liked the ominous part of it. I thought I wanted to question it because, to me, like, I think what she said made sense. Yeah, I did it because I wanted to. I think the whole point is, like, she's just showing that she has that ability. She has that power. It's not everybody probably. I mean, Euclid, when she first got brought up in like season or episode 2 or whatever, they'd look down at her. A-Train was like, nah, she got kicked out. She was no good. Even when Homelander meets her, he's like, you live like this, like you're a bum. You live in Detroit, surrounded by garbage, like. And then she now is like technically one of the most powerful people in the world. Like she's right up there with Homelander. She orchestrated all this, knowing that things would get messed up, knowing that things would do it, and still pulled it off. And with a psychopath at the helm at that, Homelander could have easily turned on her at any point, and he didn't. So I think that, like I said, maybe the person that he can't beat is her. I mean, she has all the power in the world. She did all this. She framed the president, even though she didn't know Neumann was gonna die. Yeah, she still got Homelander the power, and she knew that dude would come up and take Homelander's side. Yep. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I like the ominous part of it. I didn't need it explained. If it gets explained in season 5, cool. If not, so be it. But
I'll say this. I don't think she orchestrated anything, or that conversation was her last gasp, I think she realized what was going on and made a call. And that's by design, because it's like, what would a smart person do if all this chaos is going on? What's the only way? What's the only thing you can do? Is embrace it. You gotta embrace it. So instead of everything went like to shit, nothing went right. A smart person just be like, well, let's just take this bullshit that we got and turn it into something good. And it's like, all right, well, he's cast me aside. The only way I can get back with him or next to Homelander, be in a position of power, is to take credit for everything that happened. In a shook state where Homelander, like, everything is falling apart. You want to kill the president, can't kill the president. But instead they blackmail the president, things still end up how they're supposed to. Yeah. Homelander is still in charge. He still got what he wanted. He got somebody in his literally his right hand. Like he can kill him at any point. He interrupted his speech and everything. He is in a position, I think, because I think Sage just made a last ditch call. Like, this is the only way I can get back next to Homelander. This is it's by design. So it's like, and I don't think she is gonna forgive him for what he did for casting her aside. So I think this is still like him saying, like, get all the people that got dirt on me. Sage was never listed. Right. If anybody got dirt on him, anybody got anything on him, it's Sage now. Right. So I think that's by design. I think that Sage has a chance to do something insane.
She seemed like she ended up kind of being the main antagonist, though. Like,
the way that
she, like,
acting was insane.
Because I mean, everything you said obviously does make a lot of sense, and it could be that she just embraced what was going on and said, "Okay, listen, this was all me." Homelander wouldn't be any smarter to it. Yep. But she kind of basically showed her, so her taking the credits, like, almost kind of makes her, like, said, the primary antagonist. You might have thought it was Homelander the whole time, like, oh, Homelander's the villain, but, like, if, like, she did plot all this somehow, she could have been the main villain of the season, realistically. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think
Homelander is like the third villain of the season.
At this point, that's what I'm saying. Like, shit, Butcher might be above Homelander at this rate. And so, like, I like that, and I thought, like, I saw a lot of people in the comments, like, in TikToks and YouTube videos, they're talking about, like, oh, well, how did they get that video of the president saying the stuff about Neumann? Like, that's not even really important. Like,
that's not
like that could have been any of the CIA people that was in there. Like, nobody cares. I was like,
who cares?
Like, all that matters is that he got arrested. Like, I said, like, whoever leaked that video,
wasn't that the shapeshifter that did that?
Well, she died, so how could she have got it too?
Maybe it was like a live recording or something.
That's true. I guess.
Didn't Sage hire her to kill?
Because I thought about that, like, maybe Sage could have, like, got something off her dead body or something like that, and, like, if Sage could have played into it. But I mean, I kind of like Jules' theory that, like, maybe she really did just say, hey, listen, I took credit for this, and now this is me. Yep. And you're welcome, because now you lead the United States.
Yep. So last but not least, favorite moment of this finale.
You already know mine. She said it was a 2-letter word.
Kamiko speaking?
Yeah,
I like it.
Importance to that. They love finally getting together. If I had to, like, a Kamiko list of the scene, I probably had to say Huey's speech, because Huey went through a lot. Like, I ain't gonna lie, after that speech, I'm like, damn, my boy he the main character again. Low key, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, he might be the main character again.
What am I in the boys?
What am I standing here doing?
He might be the main character again. He might be the main character again. Like, low key, like, we don't need Homelander. We got Huey Campbell. So those are my two favorite scenes.
For you, Damien.
Oh, when A-Train showed up.
Like
not one moment of the
somebody that
episode.
didn't watch, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go rewatch it."
He was in the background, but you only heard the train whistle. You didn't see him.
Like, bro, I watched it 3 times. I didn't hear the train, bro.
My favorite scene of the episode was the Homelander speech at the end. I got goosebumps listening to that when they started playing the Nirvana, and he gives the whole speech about starting a new superhero era. And he's like, I'm gonna hunt you down and I'm gonna find you. Like, I'm coming for you. We're not coming for you. I'm coming for you. I thought that was just well done. Anthony Starr sticks out in every scene he does, and I feel like that just kind of puts the icing on top of the cake for what has been like Homelander's whole ascension this season. Is like finally showing who he really is. Like, he got what he wanted, and now nobody can stop him at this point.
Yeah, nobody probably will stop him until all the damage will be ultimately done. Right, realistically. My favorite scene, Sam and Kate. Seeing them was like, that's all I needed. I didn't need much. I just needed a little bit of something to show me that they're gonna be powerful characters in Gen V season 2, and they're gonna be prominent for a while. I figured that Kate was bad from the start, but having her with Homelander is just another level. Dude.
Absolutely.
Hey, having her with Sam, I don't know.
Yeah, her and
beat
Sam
and Gen V. Shit, that motherfucker about
he
to
didn't
run
even,
through them.
have to kill the scene. Well, we didn't see it. Because he did. He was in the room when they beat up the guy that was potentially
he got jumped by
so
10 soups.
We didn't get to see Sam in all his glory, but
He ate that punch from Kimiko, though.
We know what he could do. Oh yeah,
He ate that punch from Kimiko. She didn't even leave a mark.
Yeah, when she punched him, she was like, I was like, okay. There goes Sam. That's the Sam I know. Like, Sam really on that time.
We still don't even know his full power scale either.
Exactly, and that's why I like Sam so much. It's like we don't know how good he is because, we got a lot of characters like that, and we got a little bit of answers. But I think that's where we're gonna dive a little bit more into Sam. Maybe we should learn more about him for sure. Since he's such a prominent.
Yo, imagine if Golden Boy was still alive. Come on, Sam versus Golden Boy season 2 Gen V finale.
They cloned him, bro. He
They cloned him already. You didn't see it, but it was in the background, bro.
Yeah, but you didn't see like that sun in the back. That was Golden Boy.
Right. Gave him powers. You right. My fault.
But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for joining us. We just, our raw reactions to season 4, episode 8, the finale. The finale. The name of the finale is the finale. So, once again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next one.